We are back today with another episode of Pack Attack. And I don't know how I managed to do it, but I've procrastinated all the way to the point where there's now 40 minutes left in the Weekend Classic. Good thing I said we weren't hitting this one hard. But no, I did want to at least get a game in this Weekend Classic, and the main concern is because the packs in the shop go away today too. We've got a little bit of extra time to buy those. I don't really know what happens if Weekend Classic ends in the middle of a game. Like, is it still a Weekend Classic game, or is it just a normal ranked game then? I don't know, but we'll probably find out today. Anyways, welcome back to Pack Attack, the series where I've built my Diamond Dynasty team entirely from what I pull out of packs. And man, do we have a lot of new players that I pulled out of packs last episode. We had a good enough game that I was able to buy an ultra pack, which meant a bunch of all-star players, and you can see 3 of them have made the team right here. Julio Rodriguez joins the team in center field. I don't want to call him a Pack Attack legend, but he has had some success in years past in Pack Attack. This card isn't too impressive on its own, but it also marks the end of a bit of an era because he replaces Denzel Clark in center. I do still have Clark on the bench. I decided to keep him as the speed and fielding option over PCA, but just for the sake of comparing him to Julio real quick, this is what that looks like. Contact isn't too much better. Power against righties barely better. Massive boost on the power versus lefties. Vision. He isn't gonna be quite as good of a fielder, but it's also not by too much. But no, not just with the jump in overalls, but also the fact that we're getting really close to playing games on Hall of Fame difficulty. We're gonna have to start moving on from some guys that's gonna be difficult to move on from, like Denzel Clark and like Giancarlo Stanton, who's also on the bench because I replace him with Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, I'll be honest, this one I'm not as set on as the Clark one, to be honest, because I mean, man, I'm gonna take forever on this intro if I do this for everybody, but comparing the two here also, there's not a ton that makes Tatis a whole lot better. I mean, overall hitting wise, I think Stanton's clearly better. It doesn't show their clutch, but their clutch is about the same. I think Tatis was 86 and Stanton here is 83. And you'd think, oh, Tatis has the clear advantage when it comes to fielding, but no, right now, with having Stanton up to parallel 3, their fielding is identical. Tatis only has a slightly better reaction. His arm's better, but also not by a whole lot. And even the speed is only plus 12. So I don't know, I still made the change to put Tatis in, and we are keeping Stanton on the bench. But I've been so good with Stanton that if Tatis struggles, Stanton's coming back in. We've also got Gleyber at second base. He replaces Jackson Holiday, who really never got it going for me outside of a couple swings. But this Gleyber looks very nice. I mean, it's a little bit of a hit on the fielding and speed. Well, a lot on the speed compared to Holiday, but look at that hitting, dude. Everything is at least 100 except the power versus righties. The clutch is at 125. So those are the upgrades when it comes to the hitting side of things. On the pitching side, this was our biggest pull. We pulled Skubal. You don't really need to say too much about him. He is clearly our new ace by far too, because our next highest overall is also somebody I pulled just last episode. It's Jim Cott. And then finally, out of our ultra pack, I also pulled Randy Rodriguez. And after using a lot of these all-star relievers as I've been streaming the last couple of days, I think Randy Rodriguez might be my favorite so far, so I'm glad he's the one I pulled. It's not a pull, but Lee Smith is also here since we made it high enough up in the multiplayer program last episode, so he'll be here through this season. He's really good. And then finally, not an addition, but I didn't even realize until I was editing last episode that I forgot to put Andrew Miller on the team, but we unlocked him 2 episodes ago. He should have been on the team last episode, and I just kind of forgot to. But also, dude, look at this bullpen. Everybody is at least a 92 overall. How has our bullpen so quickly gone from our biggest weakness to maybe our biggest strength? All right, well, before I yap away too much, we should probably get into our game because there is just over a half an hour left to Weekend Classic, and like I said, I don't know what happens. We're just playing for a rewind pack, which honestly doesn't help us a ton because we already have everybody worthwhile from past Weekend Classics. But 5,000 stubs and at least an extra 5,000 stubs from selling the guy, I'll take it. Guess what I just realized I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you guys where the stub bank is at. First of all, we gotta face DeGrom. I'm scared, actually. The concept of an all-star series Jacob deGrom still haunts me from 5 years ago. But how about this? Why don't we have... Oh my god, he's batting .615. Anyway, Let's have a mid-game stub bank update. So first of all, last episode, you guys left 35 likes on it, which is good for 3,500 stubs towards the bank. As always, hit that like button, add 100 stubs towards the next episode's bank. On top of that, all the cards I sold, which was a lot because I opened over 30 show packs, all that got sold, and it added another 21,090 stubs to the bank, which brings our stub bank total up to 74,238. And here comes the first pitch. It's a strike. So like I'm terrified right now. Not only was I already scared, like I was saying, seeing an all-star series Jacob deGrom, this guy's batting .615. Like, what's the context there? Because I'm pretty sure those pregame stats is a total of your ranked stats with the players actively on your team. Yep, that's a ball. That's just a good take. And all right, it's better when they don't have to dive at second base. If he had to dive, we would have been out by a mile. That's not gonna go anywhere. Look at that swing though, turning on 99 up and in, good timing. Thought you were better than that, Bichette. I'm taking off with Willits. We got an off-speed pitch. I think it was low out of the zone, and we're in there. First stolen base for our first 99. And I take ball 4 with McCutcheon to make it not matter in the slightest. Oh, yep, that's going to be the pitch, and he just figured it out. That's going to be the pitch that eats me alive all game. Get through. Get through, it did! And it was the slurve. If it was the slider, it would have eaten me alive, like I said. But no, I was able to recognize it enough to hold back. Tatis, stay fair, ball. It is. That's a 4 spot in the first. We needed that big swing. I was making him throw a lot of pitches, and it was only going to matter if it paid off like that. And he needed that. Tatis needed that to prove that he should stay in over Stanton. Oh, there it is. There's that slider. I'm telling you, man, if he just throws that like 50% of the time, I'm not going to be hitting. Good thing I already scored my 4 runs. Jam me with the 2-seam, but not before I put up 4 runs. Actually, that was only... Hang on. I lost track of the outs. We're still hitting. Oh, it doesn't matter. Because I see 1 extra pitch, and I think that's getting run down. Yeah, okay. All right, well, you know what? I honestly think if we get through this first inning quick and clean, this game might not last too much longer. I made him throw 33 pitches in the first inning while scoring 4 runs. Dude's already got to be frustrated, because I would be. All right, see, the thing with Skubal is you got to throw a no-hitter, because you can't allow a base runner, because he gets very difficult to pitch with from the stretch. There we go. That works. That's not going to be a hit. Okay, now he's being the annoying one. This is about to be a 7-pitch at bat, and it's only a 1-2 count. That tells you everything you need to know. Oh. Finally, we got in play. Had to challenge him with the fastball. 101 up and in. And we got him out in front. Let's see. Does he stick around? Does he gut this one out? I don't know. No, he is. He's just going to the bullpen. He's going to Class A. You know what? I haven't faced Class A nearly enough this year to be able to say that I can hit him as well as I have in years past. Yeah, actually, hang on. He's got a sinker now, and I didn't realize that. That changes everything. Actually, Fulford. Dude, Fulford with the wheels. He's our catcher. That's that same slider. He's definitely learning. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, dude. Yep. The cutter's still hittable. Eli Willits to the upper deck. He's finally, well, I don't know why I say he's finally having a game. This is his 2nd episode. But a base hit to lead it off, a stolen base, a run scored, and now a perfect moonshot. That makes him quit. Plus 39 to our rating. So our 2nd game today, that could get us up to 700. Of course, Willits gets up to parallel 1 after that game. McCutcheon up to 1. Fulford up to 2. Still in double parallel XP right now. But no, we're going to get right into the next game. There's 18, basically 19 minutes left of Weekend Classic now, which means an hour and 18 minutes of those packs still being in the shop. I'd really hope this game doesn't last an hour and 18 minutes, because that would be a miserable game if it does. Definitely sucks we were only able to use Skubal for 1 inning. We got Jim Cott out there for this one. Roy Halladay is who I'm facing. All right, and we're back at home for this one, so I don't get to jump all over him in the top of the first like last game. I didn't even really pay attention to this guy's team, but a 99 Schwarber leading it off is scary. I know I mentioned a little earlier about doing some streaming, and I've been playing ranked live on my main MLB account, not the Pack Attack account. And over there, I've got myself an all 99 team, and Kyle Schwarber might be the best of the bunch. And it shows. How about that 99 arm though, Tatis? Oh, he's not even gonna test it. That could be an instant double play though. It is an instant double play. And that's staying in the park. We might have given up some good contact in 2 of the 3 at-bats, but we sit him down basically 1, 2, 3. All right, though. I got to keep the same mindset from last game. We can't just, like, assume I'm playing well today and, you know, play laid back or something. And, dude, Eli Willits continues, man. Another perfect swing. Even with PCA out there, we're going to get to second on that. So even though it wouldn't matter in terms of counting stubs, he's a triple away from an over the course of the episode cycle. What are you doing? Okay, now he hits Bichette. Interesting strategy. No, game. Said it a million times. It's a very old story. That was an attempt to check swing. I wouldn't care if they said I go around. Just don't have me swing the bat so I don't make contact, so I'm still hitting. Ooh, that... Okay, hang on. That sinker is gonna be nasty. I swear that was diving to the left-handed batter's box, honestly, and that ended up right down the middle. What are you doing? What is this guy doing? Has that ever worked, or is this just a tactic to annoy me? And now he's slide-stepping every pitch and throwing it down to second. I mean, I guess that's a way to keep me from taking a free lead off of second just in case, because I don't know what happens. And, dude... Well, that's annoying. It's all good. I was still seeing him fine. I'm sure I'm gonna hit in this one. Gonna get there right, McCutcheon. So funny how they made such a big deal at the beginning of the year saying, oh, we stripped away a lot of secondary positions. And it just literally does not matter in the outfield. Okay, there we go. Popped him up. Even though that pitch worked, the high sinker, I do kind of wish this Jim Cott had just a straight fastball. I'd probably trade the curveball for a straight fastball. So let's throw the curveball. Let's see what happens when I do. Well, we give up our first hit. Actually, what am I saying? That wasn't the first hit I allowed. It just felt like it because I was facing the minimum after that double play. That was the worst mistake I've made all day, and it got me out of the inning. Dang, dude. So I saw that sinker. Just wish I put a better swing on it. Eddie, that's going to be a lead... Or, what am I even saying? Lead-off base hit after I made an out in the inning, apparently. Fulford, nope, hit that one too well. Let's not make this a habit here. Let's not make lining out a regular thing right now. Nope, and I weighted back probably slightly too far with Julio. That was an inning full of seeing the pitches very well and just not really getting results. There we go. I love that. Love getting a first pitch ground out to second base. And if that means I can just throw this sinker low and get consistent ground balls, no? Okay. Surprised he swung at that. Front door slider placed about as perfectly as it could have been. Ooh. We're good, though. It's staying in the park, so Julio's getting there. Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me Eli Willits did it again. He really is. He really is playing like the star of this team at a 99 overall. 4 for 4 in today's episode so far with 2 home runs. Dude, actually, how much of that did I get with Bichette? Is that getting over his head? Oh, feels like it should have. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't allow that mistake to happen. McCutcheon now going deep. We're taking charge. And he goes back to it again. If only, well, still, you know what? I was about to blame myself for not putting as good of a swing on it. No, I might have put an even better swing on that one. That's twice, actually. That one was hit hard, but that's twice already now. Glaber has made a very good swing on a hanging breaking ball that isn't really hit as majestically as you'd think it would be. And that's going to be a double play. It's not a double play. Tatis has some hustle. I'm telling you, though, right now, that sinker in the middle third of the plate is the toughest pitch to hit. It looks like the cutter running away, and before you know it, it's right down the middle. Well, that might not even end the inning either. If we make him pay right here. If we make him pay in my 5th out of the inning. We will not. Oh, don't make a perfect swing now that I've taken the lead. That is the last thing I wanted to hear. Okay, that is the best thing I wanted to hear. Perfect swing, very next pitch, roll over double play. We've thrown 2 pitches this inning. And then we get Pena on the 3rd. That's a 3-pitch inning. And he's done. It didn't even land. And that does do it. That gets us up to a 710 rating, which means 2 things. The first thing is with like a week left in the season, we are 100% in range of making World Series. The second thing is with this weekend classic coming to a close and returning to normal ranked, we will be playing on Hall of Fame difficulty next episode. It'll be the first time, but somehow, not only did I fit in a game before the weekend classic ended, we got 2 games in. And Cott got up to parallel 1, Bichette up to 2. Oh, and I get extra for making it to championship series. I better hustle actually and get into weekend classic to know the stubs I make from this. 5,000 from the first game, 2,000 from the second game, weekend classic rewind, and 7 ballin' as a habits. And 1 extra ballin' as a habit because we made a little bit more program progress. But then let's see what we get from everything else. So starting with our hitting, we're going to be making 10,800 stubs. Over on the pitching side, we add on another 10,100. It's the bonus category coming up huge today with 16,210. And then we now have 3 parallel 1s, 4 2s, and 5 3s for a multiplier today of times 1.155. And that all gives us a final stub count of 42,862. All right, and I think with those stubs, I'm going to buy this draft pack. Although I still would really like at least 1 home run derby pack. And honestly, I want it for the shot at Matt Olson because he is the original pack attack legend. But I think since this pack gives you 3 players, it'd be better to open as a post-game pack, and then I can maybe buy one of these with the stub bank stubs to open next episode. That's probably the plan. So that's what we have. 3 diamonds from this draft pack. We also still had enough to get another all-star deluxe pack, so we get another shot at least a 96. And then with post-game stubs, it was these 2 show packs to round that off. And then we also have 8 ballin' packs, 7 from the weekend classic reward, 1 extra from the multiplayer program, and the weekend classic rewind pack as the weekend classic reward, obviously. And then finally the championship series reward pack for making it to a 700 rating, which is just a pack within here, which is a premier pack, which you don't get to choose anything past the summer series, so this isn't gonna do a ton. All right, but let's just get going here. 2 show packs, and it still says at the top, we're actually getting a gold, wow, but it still says at the top, chance to find chase pack and prime series players. So I actually didn't even think about that. Are these guys not in normal packs? Did they not do that for this series of card? That kind of sucks. Hopefully they put them in the show packs after, I guess, the promo ends, which is going to be in like 50 minutes as I sit here right now. All right, now 8 ballins. Chances are we don't get anything great from these, but at least a gold guaranteed in every single one is going to be pretty solid for the stub bank. And we got 2 golds in that one. And the third one, we get Perdomo, The higher the overall gold, the better, because it sells for more. And honestly, we're getting like 82 and above. I think we've got an 83, and well, there we go. There's our first only 80. All right, what is this? Third from the end, 84. That's 1,500 stubs guaranteed. We got an 80 in that one. That's only 400 stubs guaranteed. And then the final ball in pack, we got a double gold again. We got Danny Coulomb, man. Why couldn't I have pulled him like early on? All right, let's go ahead and take care of this weekend classic rewind next, because like I said earlier, I think we already have any of the worthwhile options here. Yeah, we already have Devin Williams. We already have Miller. Obviously Stanton and McCutchen. So actually right now McCutchen's the one selling for the most, barely. So I'm just going to take him and we'll sell him. I'm going to go ahead and do this premier pack next. And I really don't think there is anybody from any of these packs at this point that would upgrade the team. So I'm just going to take the summer series because that's the most recent with the highest overalls, which I'm assuming would sell for the most. You'd hope. Is it even worth it to flip individually? It's probably not. I'm just not going to do it. Let's just flip them all. And wow, we got Matt Strom again. For as much as I hyped it up when I pulled him, how many times have we actually used him? He's pitched one game, 0.2 innings. I don't know, still valuable to have, especially now that we're moving up in the ratings. We're probably going to be seeing that bullpen come into play more. But man, honestly, between those ballin' packs and then that premier pack, we might pay for the home run derby pack from the bank with just what we add to the stub bank today. Let's go All-Star Deluxe next. Save the draft pack for the end. I'd love a pitcher. I don't remember off the top of my head what all the pitching options are from this pack. I know Chris Sale's one. It's a 96 because it's teal. It's a closing pitcher. It's Robert Suarez. I mean, all year that would be an automatic upgrade, but I actually might have to look to make sure I want to add him. I mean, I probably will. He's a 96. We've got 92s. All right, and then finally, we got this draft pack, and I have opened a couple of these on my own. You get 3 rounds, 3 diamonds. It seems like each round is random, so I kind of need to know what I'm looking for on the team before we go in, probably. I mean, if I'm at least assuming I pull the base round when I open the home run derby pack from the bank next episode to get Matt Olson, we won't need a first baseman, but these 3 right here, and I guess DH can come from anywhere, but catcher, third base, probably be worthwhile to pull one of them, and then any pitching options. I doubt there's any bullpen options because prospects don't really come up as closers. So yeah, pitching, catching, third base. That's what we're looking for out of this draft pack. And let's see, first round, and we get a pitcher. We also get a third baseman. I think you take the pitcher, right? Because he's a 97. The other 2 are 96s. I mean, the attributes look solid. He doesn't have a cutter or a sinker, though, which is a bit worrying. 99 velo, but no outlier. Still, though, I'm down to give him a try. He's a big upgrade over Hal Newhouser at a 92 overall. We get a catcher in the next one, but also a pitcher and also a third baseman. Same third baseman, actually. And another pitcher that's a 97. He does have a sinker, and it's a lefty, which could be nice. This Luke Stevenson. I don't know if this one hypes me up too much. I mean, maybe it should, because Bogarts has been good, and this is basically a lefty catcher version of the Xander Bogaerts I have. I'm still gonna go pitching though. Let's load up on pitching. Let's make sure that we don't get stuck having to use one of our lower overalls. We might get 3 pitchers. Or actually, hang on, because Iva Arquette here, he looks very nice. Man, of course this would happen. I don't think this final round of only 2 is guaranteed to be a better one. This seems to be a pretty good round I got here. But if I go 3 pitchers, that would replace everybody besides the 2 I used today, Skubal and Jim Cott. This Tyler Bremner, 5 pitches, he has a sinker. I haven't really like seen people use these cards, so I don't know like if he's good or if he's not as good as he should be. This dude though, like look at this. As a third baseman, contact and power both ways, at least 100. Clutch is 110. Plenty good fielding at third. Just, I don't know, it feels like you shouldn't pass up on the guy who was the 2nd overall pick and who's a 98 overall. But you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it. My gut's telling me to go Iva Arquette. So let's do it. This is our Xander Bogaerts replacement. We got 3 97s. I'll take that. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll probably be spending stub bank stubs. That's actually a decision I'm gonna have to make within the next 40 minutes as I sit here right now. But that's probably the plan, is we're gonna open at least 1, maybe I'll just get 2. Give me 2 chances at Olson, but if we do pull the big round, or even if we pull 2 base rounds, definitely one of them can slot in over Bichette at DH. That might be a plan. But anyways, guys, again, make sure you've left your like, help out the stub bank, make sure I can afford it. But as always, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me again, and I will see you next time.